What's up guys, Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be talking about a specific Glock 26 model that I wasn't even going to bring to the channel, to be honest with you, but I made a post talking about these steelhead safes and how if you want to help out the channel, because I always get questions, people ask what's your Venmo, your Cash App, stuff like that, but other ways to do it, and on top of donating to YouTube, you can purchase stuff. I prefer you spend money on a product to get instead of just giving me donations and stuff like that. So if you are going to go that route and help support the channel, which I'm just fine with likes, commenting, and subscribing, but if you want to go the extra mile, I'd rather have you get something out of it. So I'll always put the link for these lockboxes down below in the comments. If you want to check them out, great. If not, it is what it is. They make awesome quality products, and honestly, I love them and I use them. So let's get into it. This is actually my Springfield Armory XDS box. I love my XDS, so this is typically where it stays. But just for the video's sake, I put my 26 in there to show you guys size. You know, this is perfect for your everyday carry. For instance, if you have a kid, whatever the case may be, put your everyday carry in here. Yes, obviously someone can run off with the box, but at the same time, if you have good company in your house, you don't have to worry about that. So it's more of just protecting from your children, especially my daughter's almost 6, which is absolutely crazy, but that's mainly why I do it. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Anyways, this was the build that I made actually just a couple days ago from mix matching parts, and I wanted to swap out with another Glock 26 that I had just to make everything look a little cleaner and smoother, and the way it came together was legit perfect. I was not expecting it to turn out this way. So this is the build right here, and the holster is a Blacksmith Tactical V2 holster with double discrete carry clips, a claw. People always ask what size sweat guard. I do mid, and a wedge. And once again, if you want to help support the channel, code SPN for 10% off, and get yourself a nice holster. I love these, and look how clean it looks with this 26 build. Absolutely perfect. And I just happen to have this very different Glock 26, so it ended up working out good. That is Blacksmith Tactical if you want to help out the channel as well. But here is the build. And this turned out absolutely great. Now, I've only shot it once at the range, but so far, so good. It's been flawless. And we are safety checked and cleared, and we are good to go. And I'll show you the other mag. And we're going to talk about this mag too, so stay tuned. This is a very important mag right here, right? So anyways, this right here wasn't something I was going to carry, because a lot of times people say, oh, modified carry gun, it can't run reliably anymore. That's just not the case. I actually shot 2 of the most heavily modified handguns I've ever shot in my life, and they were some of the most accurate and flawless handguns I've ever shot. Now, in terms of long-term reliability, they've been just fine for my buddy. So, modifying your firearms comes down to testing your firearms, fitment, as well as just getting quality parts. Typically, if you get good quality OEM spec parts, you're not going to have issues. Now, if you're buying slides off Amazon and some bull crap like that, yes, you're going to have problems. But typically, if you're spending money with some higher end companies, they tend to be good, except for a couple out there which sort of ruin that whole thing. But anyway, simple. Glock 26, and actually my buddy's going to take it over and do the stippling on it. He works for one of the highest quality finish and stippling companies I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to have him get rid of these grips and use the stippling. So that'll be looking much better even, right? And then from there, we got the extended slide stop. I do prefer that on Glocks. It is an OEM part. As you can see right here, this Glock 26 has it as well. It doesn't affect my shooting at all or reliability. I don't ride high on the slide, so I never accidentally engage it. So that is a benefit for me. It is a plus. Regular mag catch, and for the base plate, a lot of people have been asking about that. This is an NDZ base plate, and even though I don't get 3 fingers on there, it's 2.5, it still gives me something a little extra to grab onto when I'm drawing. That is why I do base plates like this. I like the flush mag on Glock 26 is the best. That's how I prefer to carry. But for drawing, maximizing my speed, having the fastest, cleanest draw, I do prefer having these base plates that come out here. But in terms of printing, you know, there's nothing there still. So it doesn't cause you to print anymore, but you can still get a full grip. And I get, you know, 3 fingers on that one. So that's why I do it. You'll see stuff like this right here, you know, my Springfield Armory XDS, same thing. It's all about getting that, you know, that nice draw from your holster. Same thing you'll see right here, my Smith & Wesson Shield. I kid you not, I didn't have any of that planned. Those are just the handguns laying around right now. But that's how I like it, because it's not causing you to print anymore, but you still get 3-finger contact, which I like. for drawing, and that is NDZ. But there's other companies like Bastion and stuff like that that make really, really good ones. The next for the trigger, I went Apex, but I'm actually going to be potentially switching over to a Trigger Shark trigger. I'll be making a video on that soon. Trigger Shark triggers are amazing. They look cool, but they perform so unbelievable. So I love the Apex though. No problems with any of my Apexes. They have all been solid 100% of the time, and I probably have 5 or 6 of them now. And my buddy has Apexes. I have Apexes in my Hellcat Pro. He's got one in his Hellcat Pro Comp. We've shot so many rounds through Apex triggers in the last couple months. It's got to be probably 10,000 rounds. Or sorry, that's a little exaggerated. Maybe 7,000 rounds, 5,000 rounds, something like that. Not a single hiccup. Anyway, here's this. It just makes it super nice feeling on the finger. It's a flat face trigger. It's still going to have the same weight as a Glock trigger, basically. But it's probably about 5.5 pounds. And it's clean, it's crisp, and for a defensive trigger, this is what you want. You want a nice, hard wall and a nice, clean break. So I really like that for defensive use, right? Next up, this is a gun cut slide. And they do make them optics ready. But at the time I got this slide, I was not looking to make this an optics build. So I went with that, and this is an older slide. I have ran it for a while, and it's been 100% reliable. So once again, you spend a little bit more money on a slide, and it's going to run. But also, you get the benefit of it looking absolutely sick. And like I said, my buddy is going to be taking over the finish on this. We have something awesome planned for it, so stay tuned. But check out the serrations. They work really well, not too slippery. And if you do want a ported version, you know, they have a cut right there. Other than that, just a beautiful looking slide. Gun Cuts did a really, really nice job. Now, as far as the sights go, I do like these sights, but they are not my preferred sight picture. These are the TrueGlow TFX Pros, and for the same price, I would have rather just got the Trijicon 3-white dot sights. But these are awesome because they're fiber optic, so during the day you get a nice glow to them, and during the nighttime, you know, it's going to be a tritium glow. Obviously, they're still light, so they're not going to work properly. But then you also have that nice orange outline and that U rear. So honestly, a really nice sight picture. Not my favorite, but a lot of people do 100% prefer them and like them. Next up from here, we have and stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned for some of this stuff. Next up, to finish off the build, or sorry, not finish it off, I guess we have a couple more parts. Right here is just a back plate I found online. I don't remember the brand, but I just thought it looked really cool, sort of like fit the build pretty well. Back plates don't really do much other than holding parts that are crucial to the function of your handgun. So they don't really affect anything. You can get whatever on them. I just try and keep it clean. You know, I like stuff like scripture, you know, just stuff that's not going to be cause a problem or make you look bad, like skulls and stuff like that. I even really like this one. But apparently a lot of people in the firearm community don't agree with that. So it is what it is. We'll keep that out of the channel because every time I talk about it, I get attacked. Anyways, and then for the barrel, that absolutely pulled the overall build together. I think the barrel, if I would have gone black, this build would have not popped as much. So having all different shades of grayish silver, I thought looked really cool. So check that out. We went with an Alpha Shooting Sports barrel. They make really high-end barrels. They're not like KKM Precision or Barstow, but I've never had a single issue with any of their barrels. I do like the way it looks. I like the little logo right there. I think that looks cool. But also, it is an accurate barrel. Where you put that round, that is where it's going. Honestly, if you can't shoot this firearm in this setup with the Apex trigger and everything, well, then it's on you. It is not on the gun. Now, why I wanted to talk about this Henning base plate right here, it's interesting. It is advertised as a +2 for 9 and a +3 and a +1 for 40. In my Glock 27s with these base plates, which I have like 5 of them for my Glock 27, these are Henning groups. Once again, sorry, I'll say it again. Henning group, check that out. Pretty cool logo. I do have a brand new one that looks a little cleaner on this. Anyways, on the 40s, I actually get +2. So in a small setup like this in a Glock 27, that's 11 + 1 of 40. 12 rounds of 40 in a handheld setup. That's amazing power, but it gets better. These are advertised as a +2 for 9. I get +3 in all of them except for one. Never a single reliability issue. That makes this a 14-round setup in the palm of my hand. A 14-round setup. It is so dang small. 14 rounds. That is why the Glock 26 is my go-to. You can get crazy capacity, but on top of that, that thicker, heavier slide and filling your hand more really helps with recoil and shootability. And then another magazine combo that I run with it is the X Grip. That's simply just a Glock 19 mag, but right here I have a Hornet Precision base plate. And the ergonomics are why I get this setup right here. It locks these fingers in, they're being smashed together, and you have 15+1 for 16 rounds. You're getting compact capacity while still having a nice short clean barrel for being comfortable while carrying. But overall, I love this thing. It's a great build. I'm going to keep testing it because I've never had any issues with Glock builds, so I don't know where people come up with this stuff. Obviously, it's more likely to have issues, but I've never had issues with Glock barrels. Obviously, I have a couple times, but they've been so minor, it's something I did wrong or whatever the case may be. When I spend the money or go with a quality build, I typically do not have issues, especially if you break it in with 147 grain ammo. A lot of people ask, you know, how do you break your handgun in? 147 grain ammo, and you got to shoot. You can't just let the firearm sit. You got to maintain it, lubricate everything properly, and shoot. But I love this build. I think it turned out perfectly. I love this thing, and you guys wanted this video. That's why I did it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.